Hey everybody, it's Sunday night. Welcome to Ben's Brick Designs. I'm Ben. I'm the person in charge and the only person on this channel. So thanks for being here. I realize I just said that and I didn't mention that Beth is usually sometimes here with us. So thanks for being here, you guys. I'm very excited for tonight's um, build because it is the International Space Station idea set. I'm very excited about this. This is going to be nice and fun. I'm going to give it a couple minutes for some people to join up, and I'll just sit here and chat. I've had this set in quarantine for a couple days, so I'm kind of excited to finally start building with it and get it out of the little dirty box that it was sitting in. Dirty box. Yeah, we seriously have a quarantine box that we get stuff from Amazon Prime or FedEx or UPS or anything like that, and it sits in a box for 3 days while it I was going to say decompresses or decomposes. No, while it goes through its quarantine, and the if there's any viruses on it, 72 hours should take care of it. So there was a lot of packing material. I ordered some grown-up stuff for around the house, and this bad boy sat in there since Wednesday or Thursday, and just not being able to build it was killing me. But I wanted to do it for the stream, so I held out. So here it is, and I realized this came out a little while ago, so it's not like really new or anything like that. So Philippe Marquis on Facebook, hi man, how's it going? Thanks for dropping by. So let's just pop this guy right open. So we got our view of it here. This is, of course, an idea set, which means it's going to have a lot of meaning to a lot of what is put into the design, and there's going to be a good box or a good set of instructions in here, so it'll be fun. Oh, again, we're doing a live oak hef. This is our beverage of choice. I've got a half a crowler from Growler Bar here in Pflugerville. If you are in this area, check it out. They're a great place. Music, of course, is by Pretzel, and let's get to it. I think I just got a message from somebody, so I'm checking. Cheryl, if you're watching, which I know you're not, you're always texting me during my streams. So, I'm going to pop this bad boy open. Got my knife of opening here. I don't know how long this is going to take. Hopefully, not too long. But I think I'm just going to, instead of the hour and a half, I think I'm just going to take the rest of the stream to do this tonight. So here's our bags. 6, 4, here's 1. This is where we'll be starting. Put that aside over here. Another 6. This doesn't look like it's that big of a set, but I am excited to get it. Get that crinkle going. And here's our booklet. And look how thick, because, yep, there's going to be a lot of good information in there. So there's your bags. I'm going to leave one out. Make sure that was the only one. Sometimes they have double bags. I don't think so. 4, 3, 4, 6. Okay. I'm going to set this aside. While we work on the instruction booklet. So here's your instruction booklet. Hopefully there aren't any stickers in here. I didn't see any stickers, so that's good. So this is going to have a lot of information about the ISS. I think this is 20 years of, so it says ISS 20, so I'm guessing the space station's been there for 20 years, which sounds right. Some images of the space station and the crew, some information about the designer. I'm going to go back and read through this later. Designer is Christophe Rouge, or Rug. Yeah, I think this is a superimposed photo of the designers, the design team from Lego. So again, if you're not familiar with Lego Ideas is a project that Lego does. Ooh, Lego Ideas has been around for 10 years. It's a project that Lego has where you can submit a design, and they have a site where you could submit it, your work, your design, your photos of that, the story that goes with it, and then you can link that out to anybody you want, and the general public votes on it. And if you get 10,000 votes, then it is then submitted to Lego for judging, and then they gather up all the 10,000 vote getters that quarter, that year, whatever, and they then appraise it and decide which one will be picked as an official set, official design. And then the Lego designers will work with the original designer to get a Lego ready version of your model, because in the time it takes to get 10,000 votes, several years could go by, and parts may change, molding processes may change, that kind of thing. So yeah, so, and then here's some of the sets that we've seen over the last 10 years. You can see here that a few of them I've got, actually. The Women in Science, I don't have those. I have the Yellow Submarine, Voltron, Doctor Who. I don't have the Big Bang Theory, and I think this was printed before the Friends set. The Friends coffee shop is one. Tron Cycles, I've got the Apollo, the Saturn V, got the Ship in the Bottle. So not all of them, but quite a few. I really like idea sets. I think they're some of the best ones there. Yeah, so here's some more designers for some more space sets. And I don't know if these are co-fan designer. Okay. So yeah, 10-year anniversary sets. There's some more information. And then again, it comes in Spanish or French and Spanish. And then we officially get to the instructions. What's up, Comic Tropes? I just got the Lego Ideas Pirate Barracuda Bay. I have a lot of idea set. That is one that I know everybody's getting, and I was never a Pirates set person. Like when I was a kid, I didn't get ships a lot, so I wasn't really into that when it, I mean, the furor of getting that Pirate Bay set, people lost their minds. And I was just, I wasn't really into it. So that's cool that a lot of people like it, and I know people have been getting it the last couple of weeks in the mail once they've ordered it, and they're very excited about that. And I'm excited for them. So let's get into it, shall we? Get our brick separator out. How you doing, Chris? How you holding up? All right, that seems to be a fairly small bit of parts for our first bag. I think because that, of course, the small astronauts. I don't know if that'll focus or not. Sometimes it focuses, sometimes it doesn't. Oh, come on, man. There we go. Tiny astronauts. I forget what scale those are, but anyway. Gray and black. You're building right now. Are you building the Barracuda Bay? That's super cool, man. This is probably the last big set I'm going to get until we move. The next set I want to get is the Fossils set. That's, I think, another idea set, is the 3 dinosaurs in the museum, 3 dinosaur fossils. That just looks like a lot of fun. So I want to get that one. And that one's not too much. I think it's $60. Also, the Y-Wing came out. The micro figures. Oh yeah, do the Shield helicarrier comes with a bunch of Shield agents and superheroes and stuff. There is also the news, and I apologize if I feel like I'm going slow here or my speech sounds a little weird, but I think I got an extra one of these guys too, because we got 3. You can tell, got 3. The pollen is really high right now, and my sinuses are just not agreeing with anything. So I've got a wicked headache going on. Just sharing. And I like this. No stickers. Printed tile. Just super cool that have these solar panels like that. I'm very happy that they decided not to do stickers with that. Cool. Yep. Building the pirate set. That's great. One satellite. I'm guessing these are satellites. Not really sure what these are yet. So the moving is coming along. We moved a bunch of stuff today. And doesn't really say how far that needs to go down in there, but moved a few boxes over there today and a few bags of clothes, and I do not feel like we're going to get done in time before the movers get here. Like, we're just going to be constantly cleaning and whatnot. And Beth is more optimistic. She thinks we're going to knock this out. I hope she's right. I'm just terribly afraid of moving. What's the biggest set I built? The biggest set I've built is probably the Apocalypse Bird. I don't know how many pieces are in that, but that's probably the biggest one to date. Or the Mac Anthem. I think the Apocalypse Bird's quite a bit bigger, but I don't know. Yeah. I haven't spent the $800 on the Millennium Falcon, but to be honest, I don't know where I'd put it. And I've over the course of this reign of Star Wars Lego, I've purchased at least 3 different versions of the Millennium Falcon, and I can't bring myself to buy another one. I know it's big, and I know it's cool, and I know it's probably a lot of fun to build, but at the end of the day, I could build it and then be like, all right, well, now I've got this giant thing. I have to get a special case just to put it somewhere. So as much as I'd like to have it, I just don't know what I would do with it, honestly. That and the price point is a bit restrictive. Like, this set was 60. It's 80 some pieces. I think it was 60. Oh, and it came with an egg. It came with the Easter egg free gift, but that's going to my stepmom because she really wanted it, and I've already packed it. But I'm getting hopefully another one with my Razor Crest purchase pre-order. In August. I built the UCS Falcon, and then my cat tipped it over, so I have to start over from scratch without the bricks in bags. That sounds like an awful problem. That sounds like a fun problem to have. I mean, that's also one strong cat, man. If they tipped over something that big. Doesn't that thing weigh like 30 pounds or something? So this is the heat shield underneath of the shuttle. I'm assuming it's the shuttle. Let's do this piece first. So I gotta tell you, yo, we watched a concert last night, and it was an event. This is interesting. These two curved plates in here like that, and I'm sure they're gonna be covered. I mean, that's very nice of them to give us those. They may be lighter weight, but sometimes I question, I don't think I'll ever take this one apart. So to have these plates kind of not be used, or to be used in here, it's interesting. He jumped on top of it and he weighed more. Ah, okay. Fair enough. I'm texting somebody right now, sorry. I think sometimes they do that to help you visually. Yeah, I get that. I mean, if it's no difference to them, you know, having a regular 1x2 plate or one of these, I mean, it's no skin off their teeth to have this versus another one. I'm just not used to this being in a lot of sets anymore, or still, because to me that's kind of a rare piece. But, you know, who knows? And I guess it looks visually nice if you look at it from that angle. It's probably nice and rounded in there. So that seems to be why they do a lot of things in idea sets, especially like building the Yellow Submarine. They had a lot of internal pinks and salmons and oranges, and oh, this is going to be great. I'm going to love the use of these roller skates as like control thrusters. Roller skates as greebling is just the best. And I think the whole reason they did the different color on the Yellow Submarine is so that you could see it amidst the sea of yellow. So that's cool. Cheryl Romantina Harrow on Facebook. Thanks for coming by. I hope things are well over in the house 7 houses away. All right, getting there with that little shuttle. So Cheryl asked me a question via text. What is the best way to motivate you to do something? I'll take that on a general question. Question of the day. I'll put that to the people watching. What is the best way to get you to What is the best way to motivate you to do something? Well, let's see. I am motivated out of a pure sense of self-interest. That's not true. I think a lot of times I have a little bit, maybe a little bit to a lot of adult ADD, and I think that affects a lot of my artistic and I wouldn't say social, but what's the word I'm looking for? Hi. Oh, we got somebody on Mixer. Naruto 11777. That's what I was thinking of. The bright colors of the Yellow Submarine. They do it on the UCF Falcon too. Yeah. I'm a people pleaser, and it hurts if people don't like me. Chris, I'm right there with you. I think you and I are very similar. When we met, I got that from you. I am a people pleaser too, but I think the older I'm getting, the less I am worried about pleasing people as I am my own, not comfort, but I like establishing my rut. I like working inside the rut and making the things that I like about myself and the things that I like about my life. I like making them work really well together. And doing things outside of that, while I know sometimes is worth it, and I know will be worth it in the end, times 3. Making 3 of these guys. These are going to be the thrusters, I can already tell. While working outside of that, sometimes I know that it's for the good of whatever, the good of my family, the good of my friends, the good of society in general. But I know that it's going to disrupt my status quo, and sometimes that's a little painful for me to go through personally, but I end up doing it anyway. Whatever the chore, whatever the activity, whatever the thing is. So I also notice that the older I get, oh my goodness, that is so many extra pieces for that little bit of stuff. I'm not even sure what that's for. Did we establish what that little bit is for already? I swear I'm getting into an answer, but I'm doing like 5 things at once here. I can get through the French instructions and then no, that's it. We're building, I guess, a capsule. All right, so that's a capsule. All right, so here you go. Capsule, right? This is probably like a landing capsule of some kind coming off of a rocket stage or something. And then we've got 2 little satellites probably. These are very cute. And then we've got these 3, and I'm guessing just 2, but there's 3 in the bag. And then all these parts. Look at these parts. I'm most excited about the roller skate. That's pretty cool. And I like these pneumatic tees as well. Not showing up really well. Okay, so back to the answer. Hey, thanks for the follow, Naruto. And now hosting. I appreciate it. Naruto asked if I've ever been on Lego Masters. I have not. Like most of the AFOL community, I heard about auditions back in August, and I auditioned for it with a friend of mine, and we got fairly far into the audition process. We had a few interviews and sent a couple of videos and photos and stuff. In the end, I don't think I had a shtick enough for them, so they went with somebody else. And to be honest, I haven't watched the show, but I've been told that I need to, that it's a pretty good show. I didn't watch it with my lug, I didn't watch it with anybody else, so I feel a little bad about that. But I think I'll get back into it. We'll see. And then let's see. I will vote for you to stay on. I appreciate that, Naruto. Yeah, the people who are on it too, they're all YouTube Lego people for the most part. And they're very charming and they're very gregarious and they're very outgoing and they have their own personas and characters, and you know, I wish them all well in their endeavors. Back to, yeah, so Naruto, my user group has a guy who recaps all the episodes and sends out an email about it. I don't read them because I kind of don't want to be spoiled, because I think now that it's done, I might go back and rewatch it like on the whole. But thanks, man. I appreciate that. I have to sell people cars, says Chris, and truly believe in the quality of what I'm selling so that I can overcome objections and believe I'm helping them. Fortunately, I have one of the all-time best feedback. Okay, good. That was a problem that I usually would have with sales. Also, we're on bag 2. This is going to go pretty quick. What's up, Feather and Claire? Hi, Claire. How's it going? I was in the middle of talking about something. Oh, so I have found that the older I'm getting, also the less time it takes for me to go from realizing that I have to do something and getting myself to do it. Whereas before I would put it off and put it off and put it off, and now I feel like there's the brain clicking in saying, this is a thing that has to be done, right? You have to do X chores. You have to make whatever phone calls. You have to get up and go to work. You have to have that uncomfortable talk with a friend. You have to do whatever, right? Before, I would just drag it out as long as possible until even somebody else would come in and either do it for me or the situation would change. And I think, I'm not reading the instructions again. I gotta talk less and look more. I now am to the point where I just realized that all that time wasted in sitting here hemming and hawing about it could be time I could be doing other things. This, drawing, playing video games if I want to, making my house a nicer place to live, hang out with my friends, hanging out with my fiance, hanging out with my family, you know. So time I spend here worrying about stuff is not time well spent. And I feel like that sense is a larger part of my decision-making process now. So if someone were to ask me the best way to motivate me to do something is to probably just say something like, and you know, it just has to be done. Because otherwise I will put it off forever. That's not a great answer, but it's the only answer I can really give right now that I'm thinking about it. So yeah. Are y'all going to try out for season 2? So here's my thing about wanting to try out for season 2 is that they have the look at all them sparks. Look at all them stickers. I appreciate it, man. I'm going to say that they have me on file, and I don't want to come across as like, well, now that you got all the really great people out of the way, are you going to pick me now? I feel like if they really wanted me on the show already, they would have picked me. They picked the people who were the best for the show. So, you know, if they approached me again, I might agree to it. I might not. I don't know. I guess we'll see what if and when it happens. I'm sure what'll happen, like this time, is that they went out to all the Lego user groups and basically said, do you know that this show's coming? Would you like to audition for this show? We would like you to audition for this show. And then everybody went, that sounds great. I'm going to do that. So I think what'll happen is about August or so, we're probably going to get another round of Facebook group posts and emails and Instagram messages and stuff saying season 2's coming out. You should audition for it. And I will have to consider it. I have a friend who was on a house hunting show, and she was saying it was not the best experience. First of all, they had already chosen their house. So what they did was they had to go find these other houses that they had no intentions of getting or no hope of getting, I guess, one or the other. No intention, no hope. And they had to create drama for TV. They had to say, are they going to pick this one? Are they going to go with this realtor? Are they going to, you know, is this one thing that they're doing too extravagant? Will it break them as a family? You know, that kind of nonsense. And she was like, yeah, it was kind of an awful experience. So when I told her about this, she's like, I kind of hope you don't get it. But to be fair, I think this is a little different from house hunting. But I do know that it's still kind of a brutal experience because you're literally doing this for like 13 hours. And then they kind of cut and paste and get the best of it for TV, which is, you know, how it's going to be done. So if y'all get on there, I'll be waiting for you. I appreciate that. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. We're working on what I think is, or what appears to be, the main structure. Or the stand. This might be the stand, now that I think about it, because it needs some kind of stand. I was worried about how this was going to be propped up wherever I was going to put this in the new house. So I know Beth hasn't been on here in a while, and I think maybe once we're moved in, we'll have more opportunity to get some smaller sets that she and I can work on together and have some more chats. I think that'd be nice. I know she was a fan favorite. Another way that somebody could motivate me to do something would be to illustrate who benefits from it. I don't necessarily care if there's one group or another who would benefit more, but if you were to illustrate to me, you know who would really, if something got done and it will benefit your kids, I'm all over it. If it'll benefit society, okay. If it'll benefit my friends, I'm all over it. You know, that's another way to do it, I guess. So the only reason I don't like this kind of big booklet is the seam. I know you don't miss a lot in there, but the off chance that you might miss something. What's up, Scott? Scott, I'm drinking a Live Oak Hefeweizen. It's almost a Bud Light, but not quite. Scott is a band parent friend who is very particular about not being particular about beer. He does not like micro brews. He doesn't like craft beer. He likes Bud Light, Miller Lite, that kind of thing. And I give him so much crap about it all the time. But he's true to himself. And that's all you can ask for. I'm excited going to Cap. All right. You'll forgive me if I don't know what that means. You're going to Cap City? Is Cap a phrase for something? Je ne sais pas. Howdy, Ben Rollman. Having a beer, laugh. I know better than to foist upon you my desire for other people to have good tasting beers. You have found the one that you like, and you stick to it. I applaud your... Oh, we were just talking about this. Like, the older we get, and this is something I've kind of found, the older we get, it's also not like not giving a crap about anything else. You know, it's not that sort of get off my lawn, it's my way or the highway kind of thing. But it is a knowledge of what works for you and not wanting to deal with anything else, really. So, you know, you get to a point, I'm excited because I'm going to camp. Oh, okay, cool. And he doesn't care. It's that idea of I am not going to put up with anything unless it's a thing that I like, right? Meaning not like family or stuff like that, but if you know that you don't like, for instance, certain types of beer, why even bother drinking them? Why bother buying it? You know, you've gone through your life up to this point and you've said, you know what? I've tried all these other drinks that everybody says are great. I just don't like the way they taste. I do know that I like drinking this one thing, so I'm going to do that. Rather than feel like you are propping yourself up socially to appease other people, like Chris was saying earlier, being a people pleaser. That kind of bleeds into something like this, where you don't want to feel like you're upsetting other people by not trying a new beer or watching a show or reading a book that they've recommended. You could just say, you know what? Thanks for the suggestion. I probably won't get to it, but I appreciate the suggestion. You know, and then feeling okay about that decision, not then going back later and talking to your significant other or friend or whatever and saying, God, do you think they think I'm a jerk now for saying that? Just going, no, that's me. I don't want to try that. I don't want to do that. It's not any dig on you for suggesting it. I just know myself, and I know I'm not going to do that thing. That's a very comfortable and powerful way to live. Being that secure, and I think that's something you get in your close to middle years kind of thing. Naruto says, I drink nothing with alcohol. So you don't drink, you don't mix it with mixers like sodas or ice or water or juices. I sometimes don't either. I'm having this beer. It's just straight out of the can. Not mixing it with anything. Oh, if Chris is still here, I was going to tell him, did you see the new UCS A-Wing? Are you going to get the new UCS A-Wing? I would love to get the new UCS A-Wing. The A-Wing is my second favorite ship. And my favorite to play in Battlefront. Although I'm slowly leaning more towards the Y-Wing. I like all the ships in Star Wars. I love all the craft, and I'm not gonna lie, all of them are very, very entertaining to me. I think the people who designed them are fantastic. So I haven't got a whole lot of UCS sets lately. I think I got a lot of UCS stuff early. I got the Tandy V4, I got the TIE Interceptor, and the X-Wing. And those are like the first three, right? And I think even the Tandy V4 wasn't technically a UCS. I forget. I have not wanted to get like the Millennium Falcon, really. I have not wanted to get the... I might go back and see if I can find the B-Wing, because the B-Wing is my favorite ship. But I do not want to get the Slave 1 for whatever reason. Or the Snowspeeder. I mean, I'd like to have them all, but again, I don't have a really good place to display them. So this is another printed tile. It is not a sticker. Let's see if I can show that off a little bit. International Space Station. That is a nice printed tile with a little bit of silver in it by the looks of it. There we go. A little focus there. Very nice. Not a sticker. I'm very happy about that. I need to downsize. Live Oak Hef is probably my favorite beer. Yeah, it's a super easy, stable, perfect kind of beer to have around. I need to downsize my massive Lego collection, and I don't know how. Chris, I would love to help you out with that, buddy. You just let me know, and I will take stuff off your hands for you. Selling all your stuff is it's a process. I wouldn't suggest... I mean, it's hard to say. If you just want to, like, get rid of stuff... Oh, I have to count for this. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's like, do you want to open a Bricklink store? Do you want to advertise on your on the Facebook group for your local lug? Do you want to put it on Facebook Market? Do you want to put it on Craigslist? Do you want to sell it on eBay? I mean, there's a lot of ways to offload a collection. There's Facebook groups that are just collectors, or fans of a certain genre, and as I'm sure you know. So yeah, I don't envy you your task, but you know people are going to snap that up like pretty quick. It's also a matter of like being able to pack it and ship it, and I wish you the best of luck because I wouldn't want to do that. Not to mention the fact that I don't really have a collection. I have several, like all the idea sets I have are still in place. I have like 4 architecture sets, and only because those were given to me by a friend. I have a Batman tumbler that I bought off of somebody for relatively inexpensively. And I think and my Voltron set. Well, Voltron's an idea set. The speeder bike, the buildable figure speeder bike. Naruto says good luck. I'm hoping he means for the selling of parts. But that's about it. I've got a couple other like smaller things on display, like some brick heads and stuff, but for no reason other than I just haven't taken them apart yet. But most everything else gets like I build it and then I'll like immediately tear it apart. And so if I were to then try to put all my sets back together at some point, I don't even know, because I've used so many of the parts in mocks over the years, that I don't even know if I'll have all the right parts for it. I'd have to like probably buy some parts off Bricklink and just to make sure that I have it all. But I could go back to my 1985, 86 Futron sets and start rebuilding those and all the Space Police and stuff. Anything, I've got all the instructions for them, so I can at least say, yeah, that's the set I've got. I can try to find all these parts. That could be a fun project to do, but it could also be a little time consuming. And then where do you put it all? Again, I wouldn't have the space to put it all up somewhere. I remember when my ex and I were still together and we didn't have kids yet, or we just started having kids, and I had a shelf full of Star Wars stuff. That was like, it took up a whole room, just like those Home Depot wooden shelves. It's just Star Wars stuff, and this was like a year after they came out. Like I bought everything. Boyd, time or money? Pick one. Boyd, as in you can downsize. Oh, time or money? Pick one. For whatever reason, your last name looked black, but not with the rest of your name, Claire. So I was just like, Boyd, time or money? Time or money? Pick one. As you can downsize it fast, or you can get good money, but probably not both. Yeah, there's all those, and you can see all those people trying to sell their stuff, and they're like, here's my giant collection. I want to sell all of it right now for this set amount. I will not part it out. And everyone's kind of like, all right, good luck with that. I'm sure somebody will take them up on that offer, but I've never seen a response to those where one person goes, hey, I would like to take that off your hand for $1,200 or whatever it's worth. So why don't I just send you a cashier's check and you ship me that entire thing? I've never heard that being done before. I have seen a lot of Facebook Market posts where they say, here's my giant collection, and then you can see like price reductions, or now $20 off, or now we'll part it out kind of thing. Fast. You want to get rid of it fast, huh? Individual sets listed on Facebook user groups. If they're Star Wars, you can put them on that Bantha Bricks group. I think they allow for selling on that one. I don't think the AFOLs of Facebook allows for selling posts, but I don't know. They certainly don't allow for announcing streaming posts, that's for sure. The buggers. The problem with Facebook Market, too, is you really kind of are at the mercy of a lot of people going, hey, is this still available? Hey, is this still available? Hey, is this still available? And you're like, yes, it's still available. All right, so then this goes in here. So Claire, have you made, or Chris, I guess, have you made yet the tension strength sculpture that seems to be floating around right now? It's going to be the stand for the space station. It's super sexy right now. Have you guys seen that thing where it's like a 7, and then it's got like a frame, and then it's got a string that kind of hangs down to this J figure like this, and it's got like a frame around it, and 2 strings here. And it's magic because you kind of pick it up and it hangs, but it looks like they're floating. It looks like the other strings are holding it up. It's actually very, very cool. And I'm kind of mad that I didn't jump on that bandwagon and try to build one myself. I still could, but at this point, I'd be like, hey, look, everybody. It's a thing that everybody is already doing. Oh, I think I've got these backwards. Yeah, these need to go in the other way. And there's even like, everyone's doing like themes of it now. It's like, look at my space one. Look at my fun Star Wars one. Look at this. Look at that. So, anywho. All right. Let's see. Yeah, this is okay. Uh-oh. That's kind of a problem. Oh. Didn't see that instruction. Blew right by that. Where's Glenn to give me a hard time about that? Not paying attention, are you? You whippersnapper? Pay attention, why don't you? I'm assuming that's what Glenn sounds like, knowing that I've met him in person. All right, so bag 2 is done. Nothing really cool on the parts there, some Technic bits. Still, we will put them over here for safekeeping. All right, the next bag, now we're starting on the actual space station. We got all the ephemerae out of the way. We've got 3 bags of nothing but space station now. So this is like the main core. Let's get to it. What's a Lego set you regret not getting? Oh, the fishing village. Fishing, not village. Actually, I regret not getting the Ninjago City, and I regret not getting the fishing hutch, fishing store. It's not a modular, but it's the fishing. It's the sand green one that sits on like a pier, and has like the great little greeblies and a little shop inside it. Fishing shop, I think is what it's called. That's one I regret not getting. I regret not getting some. Like, I really wanted the Taj Mahal, but I heard it was kind of a boring build. Like, it was nothing but turntable bases, and it gets really repetitive. Same with the Big Ben, which Big Ben's the bell. What's the tower called? The tower's called something else. It's not the Tower of London, but it's the whatever. So yeah, the fishing one, and I think I could probably still get those, but again, they're hard to find now. So I feel like I missed out on some of those. I get a lot of Star Wars stuff, so I don't regret missing out on some of them. But there's some that, like, even if I was independently wealthy, I think the one thing I would do would be keep myself in all the Star Wars sets. Doesn't matter if I really want them or not, so I can at least say that I've got them. And some of them I might just buy and keep on a shelf in a box. I don't know. But like the Republic frigate from Phantom Menace, the very first ship you really see, the red one, Corellian frigate. I regret not getting that one. That's a pretty cool ship. I never got the T6 Jedi Counselor Cruiser, or Counselor, Counselor Jedi Shuttle. The one that's got a crescent wing that rotates. I regret not getting that. I don't have an AT-AT. I never got an AT-AT. I kind of regret not getting those. That's about it. I can probably, it's one of those where it's like, would you like to have a lot of these? Yes, of course I would like to have a lot of those other sets, but it comes down to what really speaks to me as something that I would enjoy putting together. This I feel like I would enjoy putting together. I'm a big fan of space stuff. So I'm going to enjoy putting a space thing together. The Saturn V rocket was fantastic. I would still like to try to get the lunar lander. I think that would be a fun one to put together, and I would display that one. But stuff that has like high playability, like Ninjago sets or Bionicle or stuff that's intended to be played with, I have no desire to get any of that stuff. And I've never also got into modulars. I don't have one modular. I never got, the cafe corner or the pet shop or the bank or any of that stuff. Do I regret not getting those? Sometimes. I think they make a good display if you've got a nice area for it, like a nice mantle. You can put a bunch up there, or a bookshelf. They look fun to put together. Every time I try to get involved with them, like build my own modulars, or I see my cohorts in our lug build modulars, I am very intrigued by the minutia that they put into it. Record players and photos and furniture and the happenings of the little figures inside the building itself. That looks like a lot of fun. So sometimes I feel like I would want to get into modulars if I could, but I feel like modulars are not cheap. And I feel like I would be getting into it kind of way too late. And you know what? I think it'd be better to build your own and have them display it at a convention of some kind. I think that'd be a lot more fun. Be a little bit creative about the house that you're building. I think that's it in that step. Yeah, and I'll tell you what, this headache is not going away. I feel bad because it's like, do I need to call into work tomorrow if this headache is still around? Because, I'm working from home. But at the same time, it's like, if you're sick, don't work. It's not like, it's the drive in that is the part that makes it worse. It's like the being awake and looking at your computer and focusing and calling people on the phone and answering emails. That can be stressful and that can be detrimental. So even if you're working from home, if you're sick, you're sick. And yes, I appreciate the fact that I am able to work from home. I'm very thankful for that. I'm thankful that Beth and I both have that opportunity. So we watched this thing last night. It was the concert. It was a global concert, global contact, global something or other, and it was. All right, this is gonna be a little weird, I think. It was very uplifting, but at the same time, so it was this thing put on by Lady Gaga that showed up on Amazon Prime and YouTube and Twitter and all these outlets, and it was in response to, I think, Trump not pulling out support for the WHO or something. Anyway, it was basically like, that's a dumb move. We need to be able to keep funding this and keep helping ourselves and each other, and this is just a backwards move, and this is sort of to bring awareness to it and have people realize that we're, so as you know, it's the whole alone together, or staying at home and doing what you can, but do it from your own house, that kind of thing. It was also celebrating all the frontline workers, all the especially medical professionals, and it had a lot of interviews with medical professionals, and they're like, "Thank you so much for everything that you're doing, and we really appreciate everything you've done." And it was interspersed with, like, Pepsi has donated 1.5 million masks to doctors and nurses and frontline workers in hospitals and things, and it was really great. I'm not getting choked up. I just keep, my throat's going out. So about halfway through, I started getting really, really depressed. And this whole thing hasn't really hit me as hard as I think it has hit other people. I'm all out of sorts, and I know that, like, the days just don't make sense, and all this other stuff. But I think last night was one of the first times that it really, really kind of made me really sad. I haven't seen one of these being used in a set in forever. These old school clunker arches or brackets. Because, I mean, we've got these guys now. These have been used everywhere. I haven't seen one of these in ages. Used to get these all over the place. So anyway, I was really glad that I had my weighted blanket last night, and I just sat on my chair with my weighted blanket, and the thing that I think really bothered me is that I very much love being with my family and my friends and organizing events and supporting my kids in band and going to breweries and traveling and all this stuff. And I just feel like we are not going to be able to do that anymore. There's going to be a lot that's going to change because of this. And I am very sad for the loss of the things that we've had before today, or before this all started. So it's basically grieving for the loss of something. And it's really kind of hard to get through. It's hard to process. I think last night was just a hard. So while the event and the show were uplifting, I do feel like it finally hit me. And Bethany was very concerned, and she's like, "Are you all right? Is there anything I can do?" I'm like, "Can you cure this? I don't think there's anything any of us can do." And that's the problem. We just have to keep on keeping on until either there's some kind of cure or society just kind of melts down. And I'm really hoping it's not when society melts down. But I have, you get that fear like that's actually going to happen. And that's why I think I got so upset last night, is like, there's a chance that we're watching the show with Lady Gaga and Elton John and a bunch of late night hosts celebrating how great medical professionals are and how everybody needs to stick together and do what they can to help everybody survive this. And then suddenly, in 6 months' time, does our society just fall apart? What happens? What happens when there's 70% unemployment and, food's not coming in from farms anymore and just all kinds of crazy stuff? And of course my brain went to like the worst case scenarios, and it wasn't great. So sorry to be a downer, but that's what was going on. And I think the stress is causing these headaches. I am not sleeping well, and I believe I'm giving myself headaches. I also know that the pollen in Austin has been stupid high. So I think I need to do one more on this side. I don't know what this music is, but I kind of dig it. Kind of like Nightmare Before Christmas, Coraline. I don't know. Anyway, I hope everybody else is dealing with this the best way they can. I know it's rough out there. I know some people don't have jobs anymore. I know a few of my friends have been furloughed. It's, you know, and there's only so much we can do individually, so. But let's not talk about that anymore. Let's talk about something else. Let's talk about something hopeful. I am hopeful that we will still get a second season of The Mandalorian. I think that's going to be fun. I really hope they're able to figure that out. I still don't know what's going on with the Black Widow movie. Are they actually doing that in theaters still, or is that going to be put on Disney Plus? They just say, yeah, it's still going to be put out to theaters. I don't know who's going to go to those. Oh, also, Texas, that hasn't gone through its peak yet, peak of cases and deaths and recoveries or anything like that, is following the steps illustrated by our glorious leader, that it is... Can't find your phone?
Found it.
All right. We're opening everything up. Not everything. I get it. Before you send all the hate mail. Any business. Ooh, those are nice. Those are divots, or not divots. What are these called? Ingots, but they're in like the matte silver. That's pretty cool. I like that. Yeah, that's our ship so far. Any business that can be opened up and done curbside version of that business should open up, or should feel free to open up. They're lifting restrictions on it. And this is upsetting on a couple fronts. So one, Bethany worked at one of these stores, and they basically said they were reopening for curbside. There needs to be like a couple people. What's up, Glenn? There needs to be a couple people in the store to do curbside, and so they're like, we're finding out who can do that. And Bethany's like, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to jeopardize my life or the life of my friends and family because, and I get it, businesses have to at some point reopen, but do they? Do they really? I smell popcorn. Somebody's making popcorn in there. So it's kind of frustrating because it's like, well, okay, Texas, you're going to be the reason why we have to then do this all over again in 5 months, because you jumped the gun and decided that you needed to do this now instead of waiting. And yeah, it's going to suck for the people who don't have jobs, and I get it, and I wish I had more of an understanding of that, because I have no frame of comparison. But at the same time, I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, this is so not the time for this. Because I have kids that would really like to go back to school. As much as they say they hate school, they are missing school. I have a wedding that we'd love to plan for next year. And if these idiot protesters decide that they're going to go out and protest going back to work, a giant group of people, it's like you're all going to get sick. And then what? Then you're not going to be able to work because you're all sick or dead. So by all means, protest. But, I mean, you know what you're getting into, right? I don't know. It's just stupid frustrating. What is this extra thing that it says it's putting in there? No, it's just pointing. This is a frustrating bit of instruction. I don't know if you can really see that or not. It looks like it's pointing directly to these two areas, but it's actually pointing to the undersides of the areas. Anyway. I think somebody online said it best. They're like, I'm tired of living through somebody's history lesson. I'm done with this historic moment. Can we go back to a non-historic moment now, please? Ooh, gold. Pearl gold. I don't know if I'd save this for the last step, but I would have maybe done this earlier. Seems like a funky thing to try to cram in there now. If I were a little kid, I don't know that I'd be able to do that. But that's pretty slick looking. Here's your bag 3, bag 4, bag 3 extra parts. Nothing really to speak of. One thing I will say about idea sets is they are very economical with their extra parts. They really don't give you a lot of extra parts. And I think because there's the knowledge that you will probably not take this apart. You will probably keep this together, and so they're not trying to encourage rebuilds. That is my only suggestion or thinking behind why they offer extra parts in the beginning. And I know it's they do by weight on the smaller parts. They don't sit there and hand count them out. It's a weight thing. It's like this weight worth of this, and sometimes that gets through, but it's always 1x1s of something. So maybe they allow for errors so people get a little bit extra. All right, continuing on with my favorite pieces right now. What's up, Deppy? Hello, I actually built this set on a stream last month, actually. Well, that is fantastic. It is so far a pretty nice set. I am enjoying it. Nothing super challenging, you know, just kind of plugging along. Really not sure of the angle of this, so I will just kind of leave it at that for now. So somebody turned me on, I think it was my brother, turned me on to PlayStation actually offered, what's up, David? Tucker on Facebook. How you doing, man? Friend of, again, my brother messaged me and was like, hey, PlayStation is offering a couple free games. You should go grab them. And one of them is Journey, which I've actually already played, and it's a adorable and fantastic game. If you haven't played it, you should check it out. It's simple, it's elegant, it's mesmerizing, it's tranquil. It's very much worth the freeness of it now. Even if it was worth, I think I ended up buying it for like $20 originally, and it's totally worth it. But they're offering it for free now, along with, are those Pop Tops? Yeah. Is that right? I can't see it. I'm old. Yeah, sure is. We're putting pop can tops on these pieces. And of course, I'm going to be anal enough to get those exactly on there. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, chromium. Is that literally chrome or is that just silver? I think it's just silver. But still, it's very sexy. It's a nice part. Shoot, where was I going with this? Oh, and then the other one was the Uncharted series. The Nathan Drake collection. Uncharted 1, 2, 3, and 4, I believe. So I picked those up. Or I picked Uncharted up at least. And I played it most of today because I had this headache that I wasn't going to go pack. And anyway, so it doesn't even matter because it's going to be folded in. But that was fun. It's a good brainless game where you can. It's like, I mean, if you haven't played it, it's basically Tomb Raider, but it's a different protagonist. You're basically, running through jungles and crypts and temples and stuff, trying to find stuff and fighting off baddies, and it's relaxing and it's kind of what I needed. So it was a very good recommendation. If my brother watches this later, thanks for the recommendation. Extras is rather variable. There was a super special invite only. You get only one Star Wars promo set a while back that had several pieces of the extras type, and they were 0 spares. Yeah, metallics are silver, but yeah, chrome is mirror-like. Yes, that's right. I wish they actually made some more chrome parts so I could do some more Naboo fighters and ships. There's ways you can chromiate or chromate the pieces, just like any other process, where you basically you put it into a solution that's like conductive, and then you run a charge through it, and then it it's the same process as anything else that you want to put chrome on. And so it's expensive, and it takes time, and it takes practice, and it's not perfect. But people have chromed some parts and then built stuff like that, or they've made engine parts out of it, and it looks really great. If you have the chemical knowledge and the engineering qualifications, and that's the wrong piece, and want to do something like that. That's just the one with the hole in it. We've got Slinky Pine on Mixer. Hi, I'm finally able to watch you because I finally have Wi-Fi. Hey man, I really appreciate you coming by, and I'm glad you have Wi-Fi. Have you ever considered getting Lavin sets? Lavin sets? You mean Lapin? Lepin? The knockoff Chinese bricks? If that's what you mean, I have considered it, and I actually have not Lepin sets, but I do have some sets called Hisanhe, Hsanhe, which is virtually the same thing. You can get them on Alibaba, or AliExpress is where I found them. And I got them because somebody got one for me a while back while they were visiting the Philippines. And they came back and they said, I saw this in a little shop and I thought of you. They had a ton of these. And so I got you one. And it was a little micro, about that big, right? About that high, of like a Coca-Cola store or a Nike store or something like that. And I just thought it was fantastic. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. These are great. And at the time, I don't think Lego actually had any. So I was like, well, let me go online and see if they've got more of these. And they had so many. They had like 20. And then they had the single story ones and the double story ones and then the corner ones. And they weren't all brand names. but you could tell they were like off-brand names. Like it was, you know, it had a swoosh, but it was called Shoe Store, or the Coca-Cola thing was just called Cola, or the Pizza Hut symbol was called like uh, Pizza Place or Pizza Shack or something. But they were all, you know, there was a Starbucks and an Apple store and a Hasanhe store that looked like the Lego store. Thanks, James. Yeah, fuck Leppin. But I only got, I think I got probably 12 of those, and they're all sitting on my desk at work. I haven't brought them home or anything. But I got these like 2 years ago, and every time I see them, I'm like, man, these are great, and I want to build these I want to recreate them out of Lego, so I can have actual Lego versions of this, and then just get rid of these. But, you know, I spent money on them, so I kind of want to keep them, but at the same time, I don't think I want to spend any more on them to get like the other ones. So yeah, I've spent a little on that, but not much. And Leppin, frankly, they're so nefarious that I mean, they kind of all are, but I don't know. Especially when people work really hard to make something they really like, or that's really good, a good design of something, and then it gets a lot of fan play, right? It gets a lot of fan recognition, but then it doesn't get Lego recognition, in that they may have submitted it to ideas, or they may have like tried to contact them and said, you know, here's a thing that I've done, or do you have any interest in it? And Lego doesn't contact them back, or there's proper channels that you have to go through. I get it. Oh, here's another piece I haven't seen for a while. I haven't seen one of these in an age. It's like an old classic space type of piece. But then to say, all right, well, Lego didn't want to give me any play on this, so I'm going to turn it over to the community, and y'all feel free to, here's the instructions, or here's the parts lists. And if they have instructions, you guys, they worked really hard on that. Instructions are no joke. To get them to look right and be functional and easy to read, and if it's over like 100 pieces, it takes a long time to do instructions. To put that out there for basically for free, or even for a couple bucks to buy the instructions, is just a gift to the community. It really is. And then to have these fucking companies come in and just take them and make a profit off of it is just an abomination. It's just terrible. It's just terrible. I may have recounted this story before, but there was and honestly, I don't care who knows. I may be shooting myself in the foot with my job, but nah, I don't think so. We have that's a weird joint. We have a medical library at work. Let's see if I can get a little closer there. Not a medical library, a medical museum at work in our lobby. And it's like, it always has like the history of medicine kind of exhibits. And one of the exhibits was the history of medicine across media, right? So TV shows and movies and newspapers and magazines and comic books and things like that, toys, lunchboxes, anything. So one of the sections was a toy, right? Medicine in toys. So they had anything that was a doctor or an ambulance or anything like that. And of course they had the Nebulon B frigate from Star Wars. The real weird looking long spindly one with the engine and the block in the back, and then sort of the, I guess, cargo, and then the engine module up front. It was called the medical frigate in the movie. So this person designed this, and they put it up on ideas, and I think it got 10,000 votes, but then wasn't picked, or maybe it didn't get 10,000 votes, but it wasn't picked either way. And then so the designer turned it over to people to. He was like, "Here's the instructions. Here's the parts lists. Feel free to enjoy it as you will. Buy all the parts on your own and everything." And then I think within like a month, it was up on Alibaba on AliExpress on Lepin. Like Lepin had a set of it, and anyway, I say that because that set is sitting in the medical museum at my work, and I saw that, and I was just like, oh man, really? And so I contacted the person who was involved in doing the displays. I was like, who's in charge of doing the neat? That's so neat. I love it. That's such a great joint right there. Who's in charge of doing our exhibits? Oh, this person is. And so I emailed them and I'm like, hey, there's that Lego set down there. Or that, I didn't call it a Lego set. I said, I like the display with the Star Wars ship in it. I'm like, oh yeah. I was like, who put that together? And the lady was like, me and my husband. And I'm like, okay, well, you're ripping somebody off by buying knockoff, and I didn't say that, but I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'm a fan of Lego too, and it was just kind of nice to see. Uh-oh, that's a problem. That comes off really easily if you do that. Well, that is a problem. That's going to be complicated for some kids. I didn't want to say, hey man, you're screwing somebody over by doing this. Next time you buy a Lego set, try to buy an actual Lego set and not something that's stolen from an actual designer. And it was funny because the lady was like, my husband's, and I was like, oh, who helped you set that up? Well, my husband's a designer. Like, my husband and I do graphic design, or we design interiors. And I'm like, of all people who should be aware of something like that. And I don't know, I get it. You go on eBay or you just type in Lego medical thing, and that pops up, and they're like, oh my god, we can get this whole thing for like $150. It's just, I don't know, it just upsets me so much. So anyway, that's my thought on Lepin. So here, we've got part of it on a stand. Ta-da, stand. I was thinking of going until this was done, but I think we'll just kind of roll. I don't know. I don't think it'll take much longer. I'm not going to get another beer, though, because the only other beer I have right now is a Jester King beer, and it's called Black Metal. And it is just all ABV. It's all ABV. It's dark and thick, and it's going to mess you up. And if I drink it this late, I'm going to be up all night, so I'm not going to do that. Hi, Beth. How are you?
Good. I realized I can't work on the closet because the lights are out in there.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I should replace that bulb.
Figure it out.
Well, I need to replace that bulb anyway. I'll take it from out of this. I don't need it in here anymore.
Huh?
I'll take one out of here and I'll replace it. Oh. Here I am not reading the instructions again. So I do not encourage you to buy Lepin, but if there's some other equally legal building bricks of some kind, I'm kind of looking at you. Mega Blocks and those kinds of things. I don't know. I guess that's okay. There's also those weird like nano bricks, or just, what are those called, that they do sports figures or they do helmets and flags and mascots and things like that. I am gonna roll, man. That's kind of who I am. Oh, this sounds like Law and Order. Oh, okay, yeah. I got scared because I didn't know that those had the holes in them on the bottom. It's the only ones they have. Okay. Bam, 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 down, 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 down. Tell you what, it's getting warm in here under these lights. Need to turn the air conditioner on. Hey, James, thanks for the shrink wrap, by the way. That is going to come in handy. I've got a couple new little slide drawers that were in a medical facility that held like gauze and things like that. And our neighbor who worked there was like, we're getting new ones. These are fine. They're just, we want new ones. So she's like, do you want them? I'm like, those would be great. So I got like 5 of them. But they're these little drawers, and they've got no covers kind of on them, and they got an open back. So I think if I just shrink wrap the whole thing, they're ready to go. I could probably shrink wrap all the Sterilite ones too. Although those can be taped. I think I can just tape those. I think that's what I did last time. But thanks again. I appreciate it. Came all the way from the Great White North to drop that off. It was funny because I was working, or I was playing. It was Friday, so I think I was working, but I can't remember this point. I may have been already starting to pack, and I hear the dog bark, and I hear Bethany say, I was like, what? And she goes, there was somebody dropped something off at the door, and I was like, was it like a white guy with glasses? Yeah. Kind of thinning hair on top? Yeah. Looked kind of like any other Lego builder guy? Yeah. I was like, yeah, there's James. He's dropping off cling wrap. And she was like, okay. She's like, I'm going to let you deal with it. Meaning that I had to pick it up and put it in the box of germs over here and let it sit for 3 days before I do anything with it. And I'm not at the point where I'm going to be stretch wrapping anything, so... That's awesome. That only lives 5 minutes from where you live now. Oh yeah, it's super great that it's like really close. I mean, I may be able to like take a lot of these storage bits and just put them in my car and just drive them over there real quick because we've got the key already. We've already dropped some stuff off, so that'll be kind of fun to be able to get it over there. All right. Not sure. I think here. It looks like there's a... Uh-oh. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. That's going to be a big problem. Those things, this is like the 3rd time they've come off. I get it. It looks cool, but if that's like a pressure point that I'm going to be squeezing on to put stuff on. Oh, like that. Like so. Kobe is a decent brand as well, says Glenn, but some of their normal colors are distinctly different from Lego colors. I will say the Hisane bricks are... I don't want to go back on my word and say that I'm not going to buy any of those ever again, but there were a couple that were really great pieces, like the sandwich. I don't know why I said that. Ooh, look, gold ski poles, or pearl gold. Nice. That means these are out here. I can use these for laser blasters somewhere. The headlight bricks. No, not even headlight bricks. It's basically a 1x1, but then it has a bar going vertically, attaching to it, so something can clip onto that. They've got them in clear, in trans clear, and they also have. So that little bit right there, and then this guy, just that little bit. That's some design. That's some faith in your design process. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So hey, what's that name there? Ballpark U. Hoy. Ahoy hoy. You need to design that. You need to redesign that pressure point. What's up, Mevitz? Mevitz Bricks on Twitch, man. Thanks for coming by. That's great news about moving, being able to do it over time. Yeah, so we only have 2 weeks to get over there, and we have movers coming on the 1st. But I'm hoping that the movers can just do like the big stuff, like the washer and dryer, the couches, the beds, the big desks, the hutches, the dressers, that kind of thing. And then in time, we can move over clothes that we don't need, kitchen utensils that we don't need. I can move over. I've already put some Lego sets over there. Oh, that's really weird. That should go in a little farther. Okay, it does. And that's just one. You've been doing OTE? Ah, physical building today. Awesome. Yes, Club Brick. Hi, how's it going? Yes, physical building today. I'm very excited. I had to sit this guy out for a couple days to let him not get us sick with the COVID. But now that I'm able to, he's out and free, and I get to build him. Which pressure point are you talking about, Mevitz? That one that I just... Yeah, exactly. You've been doing okay? I've been doing okay. Actually, no. I was just talking to people earlier about... I think yesterday kind of hit me a little weird. I was watching the One World concert, and it kind of hit me a little funky, and I got a little depressed, I'm not going to lie, about this whole thing. It's just been kind of stressful, and I think it finally got to the point where I was critically and truly thinking about the actual future of humanity and not just like myself. So I feel like it was just a rough time of it yesterday. And not to bring the party down, so I won't, but how are you doing? I hope everything's okay with you. Oh, I need this part for like 12 things. For all my microfighter needs, especially things with Corellian cockpits. Look at that. That thing's kind of nice. Yeah. Now I forgot where it goes. Yeah, I'm going to buy a ton of those now. We are good, but I have those moments a couple of times now. I haven't like tried to work through the moments, but I've felt them coming on, and I'm like, there's really nothing I can do about everything that's going on. I need to stay in my house. I need to stay away from people, and just keep doing what I'm doing. I'll just keep working, and if anybody needs anything, I'll do my best to help. But the best thing I can do is just stay in my house. But even that, I'm kind of like, oh God, I can't. I'm just having such a hard time conceptualizing what's going on with everything. That's super cute. I just love I don't know. I love classic space, kind of real space modules and things. It's so perfect. And that goes here. It's so neat that it's like built underneath it. Like, you can't really see, but it's like overlapping. It's like kind of a mess. This is how Valerian, the planet of 1,000 cities, or the city of 1,000 planets, kind of starts. It started with like the space station, and then people just put stuff on it. Thanks, Mevitz. I won't say it's temporary, but it's one of those things where it's going to hit everybody in different ways at different times. I think it's hit a lot of my friends differently, but I mean, hopefully we're all going to pull through. So as long as, people stop protesting at the stupid Capitol and Lego Classic Space will always have fans. That's true. The world is at a standstill. What's up, Hellcat? Thanks for coming by. I appreciate it. Just keep working and flattening the curve from my side. My kiddos are taking it well. Yeah, I think my kids are getting to the point where they're appreciating it more. And I think the routine is settling in. I think what they're missing is being at school. Just not having the ability to be around their friends. Luckily, nobody was graduating this year. And I don't think prom was a big thing for my son. But at the same time, my daughter, that's weird, is missing her first year of college. She still takes the classes, but she's not getting the experience of being there. So this whole last semester is just shot. And I think it's kind of, it weighed on her a bit at the beginning. I'm just not sure how she is now. That's not really on there. How she's doing now. All right, Senor, how did you fit in here? Like so. Yeah, all right. Now this guy goes underneath like that. All right. Maybe. Okay. Okay. Ta-da! That guy. My daughter's a junior and had her prom dress. She was a little bummed. My son was like, I've got an Xbox. Yeah, my kid was like that too. My son also has asthma. So he's like, even though we live like 7 houses down, my ex and her new wife and the kids live 7 houses away. So we've always been able to, the kids, they come over here sometimes and stay here. We have dinners with each other. We go up there for Sunday night. They come over here for Wednesday night. We, do happy hours together and, just all this kind of stuff. And so we've been unable to do that. So I haven't really seen my kids in like 3 weeks. We see them across the street. We've done Zoom meetings and hangouts and stuff, and we've played Jackbox games and things like that. But that part has really bummed me out. If there's nothing else that I've missed in this whole experience, it's that I haven't been able to like hang out with my kids, and it's just so frustrating. And it has nothing to do with like Beth having worked retail or us going out into HEB to get stuff from the stores or anything like that. It's just their mom and my son are both asthmatics, and he does not want, he's like, do not come near me. I do not want to get this. And I do not want to bring that upon him either. So anything to keep him from getting sick. It's a bummer, but I do not want him to get it. We actually have friends who've gotten it, and they said it was the most miserable thing they've ever had in their entire life. So and we haven't seen them in a few months, so I mean, it's not like we're really close to them or anything, but at the same time, it's like I don't want that to bleed over into somebody that I know and love. That would just be rotten. These are all hollow now. What's up, Zario1? I don't think I've got any solids ones in a long time. Oh, hey, I have asthma too. I don't have asthma, but I'm an ex-smoker, and I have rotten lungs. Like, my lungs are just crap. Ex-smoker, I got pneumonia a lot. I've had pneumonia several times. I had whooping cough when I was a little kid. I've had bronchitis a bunch. I have junky lungs. And if I were to get this, being almost 50, I probably am not in the best place to, get this either. So, oh, did I not put this on right? So yeah, so I don't want it either. I don't think anybody does want it, but God, it's just depressing sometimes to think about. So how's building going? It's going well. I'm enjoying, this is what we got so far. I think I know I usually only go till about 9:30, but I think I'm just going to build this until it's done. I've got nowhere to be tomorrow, man. I mean, I've got to work, but I don't, it's just like everybody else. I work from home. I can just roll out of bed and make some coffee and sit there in my PJs. Although I have been trying to get up, take a shower, eat breakfast, do the normal thing, take the dog for the walk, make sure that I'm still doing stuff that is normal-ish. So I'm not just lapsing into, well, I'm just going to wake up and play video games. Because that's all I would do. I'm a little bummed because I can't, I've got a lot of my Lego packed up, so even if I were to get more parts for my microfighters, I couldn't build anything. Everything's packed away. So I can't do new, Oh, I want to show you this, Mevitz. I know I've showed this to a couple people, but I haven't put it on Instagram yet. I'm going to do a full camera right now for this. Get this out of the way real quick. I got my, Texas map built. Yeah, and these don't hold in place very well. All right, so we got this as our project for our Austin lug. And we're all going to either get white base plates, and then we do this shape, and then we fill it full of whatever we want. So I did a lenticular. I don't know if you can really see it, but so from this angle you got a blue bonnet, and then from this angle you've got a armadillo. So that's my contribution. And then everybody builds one of these, and you put them in a big wall of stuff, and then for like conventions, that's like a photo booth opportunity. So that's that. I thought it turned out pretty well. I'm very excited about that. Nice shirts. Thank you, Mevitz. Nice shirt. This is from Will Heron Designs. He's a lug member. He designs a bunch of shirts like this. I have 5 or 6 of these. It says put on a happy face. They are not Lego shirts. They are they're building block shirts or something like that. He's got to be very specific about they're not Lego shirts. Got one with it's a black shirt with a white stormtrooper on it. One that says forever sorting, and it's got a bunch of pieces on it. A lot of the people in our lug have it. He's at all the conventions. He actually is one of the few of us who travels to other conventions around the country. It's for his business to sell shirts and stuff, but he's also making friends and acquaintances and learning what other conventions do. He is our lug ambassador, so it behooves him to go and kind of learn what other people are doing. But yeah, I've got a great classic space ringer tee that's basically that. Or no, it's like a Benny space head. But it got washed with something really awkwardly, and it's got black spots all over it now, so I'm kind of like, oh man, that's my favorite shirt. And I asked Will about it. I was like, hey, do you have any more of these? He's like, nope, that print has run. And I'm like, damn it. That sucks. Did you use a software to come up with the lug project or come up with it yourself? I used Studio. I did it in Studio. I had the idea, and I wanted to, because I have a lot of pieces just sitting out, but I don't have enough to where I could just come up with something like that and it'd be complete. I generally have to come up with an idea and then go, I'll design it, and then I'll go through all my parts and then go, oh yeah, do I have all the pieces for this? I have 60% of the pieces. Now I need to order 40% more pieces. So, so yeah, I had to order a lot of the green. I didn't have a lot of the green 1x1 slopes. So yeah, that was built in studio to start. Did I not put that one on? No, I did. Okay. I feel like I'm missing something. So far, not. All right. Oh, and I just did. It's weird. Trying to get this so you can see it better. I was actually going to try to join a lug before all this Corona stuff started happening. Now I got to wait till it's all over. Yeah, oof. I hear you. We're still trying to do our monthly meetings. The last one we did was on WebEx, and it was okay. I need to send a reminder out to the lug that, you know, we had like 15 people show up, and that's not bad. But then everybody had, you know, mocks to show, and we do a thing where we actually have. Oh, I'm totally locked up on Facebook. I apologize. Show up, and that's. Yeah, sorry. I totally locked up on Facebook, and I don't know if anybody else had. No, okay. Good enough. I forgot where I was. So anyway, I set up a whole Google Drive thing for everybody to submit the mocks that they were going to have, and then we would have a thing, because in our regular meetings we have, if you bring a mock to the meeting, people can vote on their favorites, and then whoever gets the most votes gets swag. So our Lego ambassador brings, you know, something that Lego has sent us, and you get your first pick of that swag. So usually everybody gets something, whether it's a full big set or even just a bag of parts. Everybody gets something, and the idea is to then go build it and show it to the community and get them interested in buying more Lego or joining the lug, or, you know, any number of things. So this time we had a lot of people show up and have their yeah, now I've got a I'm missing something. So hang on, let me go through this. Got that. Maybe this needs to go in further. Oh, I hate doing this. Yeah, because it looks like there's a gap. I may have missed a step somewhere. Because that needs to go all the way back like this. But so far nobody's voted, and I'm a little bummed out about it, because I'm like, all right, everybody, get out here and vote. And nobody did. So I'm going to take this off real quick, because I want to keep that sense of community, but I think this can go in further. I thought it could. Maybe it can't. Maybe that's as far as it goes. Yeah, sometimes I don't like the designs. This is the first one I really had a problem with. That I feel like it's not going through all the way properly. Yeah, that needs to go all the way through. So that's going to go through 2. That should go through at least. Probably should have done that before I did all the rest of this. And these things came off again. God, just not happy with this whole thing. Alright, I'm going to try to keep the order of this. One goes on the end, and this, and this, and this, and that, and that, If you're saying anything in chat right now, I'm apologizing because I'm not looking because I want to get this set up right. All right, so this needs to go in, but I think it needs to go farther. So I'm just tearing this whole thing apart. But if it's not coming off right, you are going to go on last, these little things. I feel like there's more room to give in there. Does anybody else have a problem with this bit? No? All right, I just felt the push back. All right. So, I gotta go now, but it was nice chatting with you, Ben. Good luck on your build. Thank you very much, Zario. Thanks for coming by. I appreciate you stopping by. And see you Thursday, hopefully. I'll be back here Thursday night. Jack Goff, 1984. What you building, bud? I'm building the International Space Station. Oh, I don't even know which way this goes. I think they all go in. The ISS, as it were. Yeah, and that faces that way. And that goes in that way. And I just had to take this bit apart because I felt like it was lacking something. And I'm still not convinced it's not. I think these all go into... And then booyah, and then booyah, and then that guy. Ah, yeah, whatever. Now it works. It's my Krusty the Clown. All right, back in business. These guys will go on later, because, you know what? Screw those guys. Alright. Look shit. You have to say his name faster. Chris is my real name, and I hate it. I think I saw that you had to say his name faster and decided I didn't want to. Ooh, that'll go all the way through. Two final solar panels here. Why do you hate the name Chris? I guess that's your call. If you don't like it, you don't like it. All right, buddy. Okay, well, put these back on this side. Hopefully they will continue not to fall off again. Yeah, probably a reason why these went on like that in the first place. Three Crispy. Just finished my Bugatti Chiron and Porsche 911. Look, took 3 days each. Man, those would be nice to build. I do not care for Technic car builds, but those look so sweet. I still want to get the Mustang and the... Wow, so there was a lot of extra pieces here. Probably because they were fun extra pieces. Hi.
Hi, sorry. Just putting some clothes in here.
All right. There's some extra pieces for you, some good stuff. Especially that, pearl gold ski slope, the skate, that little pip. That's pretty good stuff. All right, so bag 5. Until I'm done. 10:30.
Okay.
What was I saying about the cars? Yeah, so I want the Mustang still, and the Fiat. I think those are creator ones. Those are nice. I don't think I want the Range Rover one. I've got the Bug and the bus and the double-decker bus and the Mini. And I really like the car builds for some reason. I didn't think I would, but I do. All right, this is bag number 5. Let me see if we can crank through this because I want to get this done. I am late tired. I still have to work tomorrow. I had no problems building ISS. Of course, it's been how long? I built like the day it came out. Of course you did, Glenn. You are that guy that I look up to when it comes to obtaining sets quickly and having extra and having lots of them and all that good stuff. You're kind of my idol. Bless you. So in the new house, I will still hopefully be able to have this set up in the front room, and I don't think the quality will be any better. I might be able to get a green screen and shrink down the in-video video a little bit. I want to get it to set up to the point where I can also do some video recording and record some speed builds. Like I could have had a different webcam overhead or something doing a recording of this as a speed build, but too much to get set up right now. Because I think, we got 2 of these? Yes, we do. I think live stream only channels are fine. This is all I really do, but I think having like a 3 to 10 minute video of something just being built without somebody yammering over the top of it is probably entertaining as well. My problem is I don't get sets really quickly, so I mean the ISS set's been out for how long now? So, and streaming is a lot easier to do than creating a video. Creating a video, you have to do the recording, and then you got to edit it, and then you got to add music, I guess, if you can find music that's not going to get you in trouble. All that hot nonsense, so I just haven't figured out a good schedule for that yet. Not saying I won't, but just yet. In the other extreme, I haven't built a modular since Parisian Cafe. I do have them. I was just telling the fine people who were viewing, I don't have any modulars of any kind. Like no modulars at all. I think the closest I have is the little deli, the corner deli that was like a creator set, and it was kind of a modular. That white is really reflective off that. I think I may have a smudge on the camera. I don't know. Look okay over here? Anyway. That's as close as I got to any modulars, really. My brother's got a lot of them, but I am not my brother. Those, and where does that go? All right, and that piece goes there. Oh, It's going to be very balancy. Gasp! Yeah, modulars, I was saying earlier, I like modulars because of the modulars that I see other people build. Like, I like creative modulars that I see in person that people that I know have created. That doesn't negate the fact that they're very cool actual sets. I never, it's one of those where I feel like I got in, if I do it now, I got in late, and I would feel I've missed out on like the early stuff. And that doesn't sit well with me for some reason. Oh man, we're covering up these nice silver, or flat silver ingots. Not a fan. All right, this is going to be greebly. Starting to get greebly in here. But we got silver. And these guys again. I just ordered the Millennium Falcon Ultimate Collectors yesterday. Oh my goodness, really? 650 pounds. That's not a small chunk of change. I was talking about that earlier. I would get that. My problem with the Falcon is I would love to build it. That's the one thing. I don't necessarily want to own it, but I would love to build it. The problem that I have is space. Like once it's built, it's this big. I don't have any place I can put that. Let's see, 3 of these. It's bad enough the big sets that I do have. I'm gonna have limited space to display those, but of course these are all not the same direction. And then this guy and that guy. But I would love to build that. That just seems like a good, solid week or so of building bliss. And I don't mind getting small sets to work on during the stream like this. Just because it's, I think people would rather see something being built than me designing. Monkey 3, ukulele cousin. Hi guys, in YouTube, how's it going? All my sets go into the loft conversion. Thanks for the follow, jack off. Monkey 1 says, Anyway, I'm usually just designing in studio, so I think this is a nice change of pace. Because I think doing some design work is can be a little much. That's a weird, oh no, that goes like that, okay. I think that's a weird thing to have a tiled bit and then cover it. And then that bar goes here. Oh. Didn't see that one correctly. Congratulations, you received 100 messages today with Restream Chat. Thanks, everybody. Cousin, you're fast. Yo. Bestie. Missing a bit, I think. Am I? No. Okay. All right. I may not get through this. These parts are getting smaller and smaller as the bags go on. One, two, three. I'll probably get my little brother to help with. It's only 10 and it's not cheap. Yeah. Where's that guy go? That guy goes underneath. Ooh, interesting. All right. What a weird thing. That's so very specific. Jam that guy under there like that. Interesting. I get really kind of focused on like build choices or design choices from the designers. Like, why did they do that? That seems either a waste or just not important, or, you know. I'd love to interview them along every step of the way. Like, okay, why did you do this? Why did you do this? Why did you build that? Why did you decide on that? Oh, these are life. I'm going to order so many of these little silver dishes. It's not even going to be funny. Oh, and then that goes where? Here. Sasa. Sasa. I let him build the minifigures. Yeah, no, too far. I am festy. Thank you, monkey. I'm quite sure I don't have any idea what you're talking about, but, you know, that's because I'm old. I am definitely going to be out of beer soon. And I'm not going to get another one tonight. Tu beaucoup. Oh, now we have to turn it around. I'm not entirely sure where these go, but I'm hoping that that is the correct place. I hear you on questioning designer motivations. So odd sometimes. Yeah, smaller and smaller as you age. Deppy is fest. Hey, Deppy. Is Deppy here? Deppy Shep? I know he popped on earlier, but I don't know if he's still here. That's what I should be doing, is having a small stuffed animal do all my building, like Deppy. Then I'll bring in the big subs. I threatened the other day to have a, my fiance bought me a, I'm not doing a dab, don't even try. She bought me a rotating, it's a plush, but it's got a stand, and you squeeze its little octopus tentacle, and it sings Despacito, but the words are, it was a Valentine's Day thing, so it was all about being cute and being lovey and stuff. And where does that clip in? I was like, I'm going to do a 24-hour stream with just this thing, and every time I get a new subscriber, I'm going to play the song. And everyone's like, do it. Oh, this goes up. Oh, fiddly bits. Why must you have so many fiddly bits? I'll tell you what, this is a fragile little piece. All right, bigger part. This is what I want. Double cough. Sub for sub, bot. Deppy's all right. He's been a fan of the channel for a while, so I'll give him his due. There's been a lot of people I started following lately that are like, hey, let's build this 5-year-old set. Not I'm gonna build it, but let's review this 5-year-old set. I'm kind of like, okay, I mean, I get it. I would review it too if it was new to me. I just don't know why. That just seems like a weird thing instead of like a brand new set that maybe people would want to know about. You're picking a set that mostly everybody has and is probably resold at this point. All right, here's another weird design choice. Why? I guess it's to look like portals, or portholes, But I don't know why that Technic brick is in there, because you cover it up and you're not able to actually use that Technic brick anymore. So I will say the social distancing and the stay-at-home stuff, what I really miss is going to karaoke. I cannot wait until we can go back to the karaoke bars and sing and drink and hang out with my friends. Where's that? Got a couple of friends who are like that. They're like, yeah, I can't wait till that's a thing again. All right, Monkey. Take care. I appreciate you stopping by. Cheers. Have a good night. Be good. Be safe. Monkey 2, Monkey 1, and Monkey 3. One, 1, 2, 1. Okay. Turn over. And 2 of these. This is a smooth decision right here. Beth is probably wanting her computer back. That's probably why she asked how long it was going to be. So she can play Sims. I get it. Going as fast as I can. But if I go any faster, I'm going to miss instructions, and then Glenn is going to shame me. Bye, monkeys. Have a good day. Thanks for coming by. All the monkeys. So there's a girl I used to know, or used to work for. I still know her. Used to work with. Her name was Monica, and for whatever reason, we called her Monkey. And, yeah, don't know why that story came up. Anyway. Because I'm running out of things to talk about. Okay. That's good. That's good, that's good, that's good. Times 2? Ugh, I hate when they do that. That is a big to-do, man. I'm going to go all the way back. Because these are going to snap on in 2 different arm sections. Yeah, alright. Fair enough. Okay, that. Let's see if we can crush through this. If I didn't shame you, you'd call the cops thinking I'd been kidnapped. If you didn't show up for one of my streams, I'd think that. You're the only one who shows up regularly, and I appreciate it. Asking me about beers and stuff. I'm going to need to either go on a run or stop drinking because I'm about out. I've got this Jester King black metal thing sitting in my fridge, and I'm terrified to drink it because it is just so heavy. But it's in a crowler like this. And so once I open it, I can't. It goes bad after a while. It doesn't taste good. You kind of feel like you got to drink it right all then, but I don't know. Bam. Bam. Trying to do speed build without speeding up the video. You know what I always wanted to do that I was never able to do at any of the conventions is do a blind build. I think that'd be fun. With you get the box in front of you and you kind of have to reach in and build with your feelers. I think that'd be fun. Also think the bag builds would be fun. Headache's kicking back in. This is groovy. I love it so much. Mevitz, I saw 512 Brewing has been bottling pecan porter. I need to see if I can find that down here. Yeah, that'd be great. I think I've been able to get it in a bottle at HEB even. So I'm just trying to think if that's the case. I'm trying to remember if I was actually able to do that or not. Or if I'm just blowing smoke. Oh God, blind build is frustrating. Yeah, but I think I don't want to do... I think speed builds would be too stressful. I'm going to need that eventually. Put that over here. What's the other one? Actually, now that I think about it, I think bag builds are frustrating. I tried doing... I took apart a creator set and tried to put it back together just in a Ziploc bag, and it was... Even that was like, oh God, I hate it. I mean, the idea is it's supposed to be a little frustrating. It wouldn't be... All right, this is also very unique. And you don't want to, I guess, get a lot of warp by putting a lot of plates together. Just make a big, long stretch of plates. So this is another way to connect it. But I also think that maybe this is how it was constructed. Like they got to this point, and then they needed to put another module on. So this is how it was built. I'm wondering if that's the case, because this seems very elaborate for no reason. You know? I mean, I guess if it's... Oh, it's slightly twisted, that's why. Okay. I thought it was just connected. My bad. Mother puss bucket. Come on, man. Work with me. I don't have a whole lot of leverage on this thing. Alright, what is your deal, yo? There we go. Alright, it's tilted slightly. So this is where we got so far. You can see that. Alright, keep working. Oh. What? Oh, this way. Okay. And then these two guys, one goes here, one goes Shaw. Goes here. I know I'm going to jinx this by saying it, but I have had no complaints about the music tonight. I'm really enjoying this. Oh, goodness gracious. Haha. All right. You guys aren't seeing this at all. All you're seeing is my arms. Modular is like the actual ISS, plus rotation of the panels. Yeah. Oh, COVID. Shut up. Shut your mouth. I'm going to look that up. Oh, yeah. I thought for sure you could get it bottled. Like, I've had it in bottles before. I just don't... I can't... I drink that one so much because it's usually the only one that's available. Like, if you go to a restaurant, they're like, we have Coors Light, Miller Lite, Bud Light, and then 512 or Guinness. And it's like, well, I'm going to have a 512. Lately, too, it's been Thirsty Goat. Thirsty Goat's been everywhere. Oh, my God. Allergies. So, I'd be shocked if you couldn't find it somewhere. That is something special. A little hair there. Uh-oh. Man down. Gonna have to find that guy later before the Roomba gets it. All right, last bag. Last bag? Last bag! Last bag. Two. We got 2 bags here. I have to scoot this guy over so I can get to the bags. Not listed in my HEB. We'll try specs. HEB, I found their listing is a little hit and miss, but also because we can't actually go to them officially, it's kind of like their online stuff is just not great. So, yeah, try specs. God, but HEB is usually so much better than specs in terms of beer selection. This bag is all orange plates. Oh, this is going to be a nightmare to work on. I can already tell. I'm just making solar panels now. Well, since we're almost at the end, the last very repetitive bag. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and start saying my farewells because I know that I'm going to be done with this probably pretty quick. Because this is, let me look ahead. Times 8. Yeah. So, I'll go through one of these. All right, you know what? I said it about the music, and guess what? You freaking disappointed me with this. It's not terrible. It's just... I always feel like I want to kind of do these simultaneously, but I don't know if that's going to be my best option in this case. Like how there's this little subset of instructions to do this before you put it on here. Like I couldn't figure that out. I'm really glad these are all printed tiles, though. I can't imagine them making you do stickers for all these. That would be insanity. Cursing the music. Well, I don't think this was a record speed build for me, but I think it was pretty... I think we did a pretty good job. I don't think this is a free song. I think I've heard this song before. I'm pretty sure, I'm fairly sure I've heard this song. Oh, that's actually very satisfying. I don't mind doing that 8 times. That was nice. All right, let's see if I can do it without looking at the bag again. Or looking at the instructions. Yeah, this is going to get old, isn't it? Sorry, everybody. So, what's everybody's plan for the week? Anything special? Any concerts going on? Is anybody doing any paid concerts, like artists who are like charging $15 for a show? Do you pay do you pay that to watch them? There's a couple around here that are doing that, and I haven't pulled the trigger on any of them yet, but I kind of want to on a couple. I mean, I feel like it's $15 well spent if I like the artist. Not just going to do it for everybody who says they're having a concert. Because I want to make sure that artists get paid. Having been an artist, I know that it sucks being an artist when you can't get any work. See, I did each section in parallel. Uh-huh. I mean, I could just make all these and then do all the sections. Guess it depends on how you want it done. Anyway, burp. See, that's like multitasking, and I don't know if I can multitask effectively. I think my multitasking reduces productivity for me. Also not in a huge rush to be done, but... So let's do this. Let's go. Blurp. 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 Haven't heard about any of those. So, I know he's kind of Austin only, but there's an artist up here named Bob Schneider that's doing one every so often, and it's $15, and it's basically him in his, his living room or whatever, doing a concert, and you pay $15 on like Eventbrite or something, and then in your email you get a link. There's really nothing to say. I think you probably don't have to share the link with everybody, or there's nothing saying that you can't share the link with everybody. Or I guess like I could stream it. I could have it on my stream. But I think the idea is you probably want to be able to support the artist, so don't be a dick. But I don't know. There may be something that doesn't allow more than one viewer or something like that per ticket. So I haven't yet, but he's done a couple of those, and I think it would be a good thing to do. Like I could stream with, I could stream doing that. Yeah, don't be a dick if you want to support him. Exactly. I think it'd be fun because one of the first things that when this work from home, or I shouldn't say work from home, just stay home, thing started is I did a stream where I was able to watch the Mighty Mighty Boss. They're going to hate that I said that. The Dropkick Murphys did a live concert. I think probably because they had a concert scheduled, but then couldn't perform it. My voice is starting to go. Luckily, we're almost done. And I've been wanting to find more of those, but My problem is I have to find them on a Thursday or Sunday night. And so that's a little more niche. And, you know, not just anybody. Like, it has to be an artist that I like. And, of course, unless it's the Fratellis or Flogging Molly or Gogo Bordello or, God forbid, you know, a classic rock band of some kind, then I may not be able to see the ones that I want. So I, you know, just don't want to have to pick anybody just to have some music on. But I think it'd be great to be able to do that and support somebody. Well, as we close out here, I really appreciate everybody being here. We got a lot of discussions happening tonight, and that was nice. Mevitz, I hope you find your beer. I hope you're able to order it. You should look up Drizzly. I think Drizzly is a alcohol delivery service, but I don't know where they shop from. They may just be shopping from any liquor store or Specs or Twin Liquor or anything like that, so you might look into that. I know we were going to try to use them for something, I can't remember what for, but decided that we didn't need wine that bad. It was like 9 o'clock at night, and we're like, do we really need to just, you know, on Monday, whatever, try to do this? See, I don't mind the repetitive build stuff. I think if it was more than this, I might get a little frustrated. Like, I think the Big Ben tower build or whatever, I think that would have been a pain in the butt. Or the Taj Mahal, I hear, is not a lot of fun after a certain point. But I don't mind it. I like kind of brainless kind of stuff every once in a while. Right. Now to get these guys in here. Now see, they're pointing the other way. I think because I had it rotated the other way. I think these are supposed to rotate that way. Salah. Count them down with me. Uno. Dos. Now if I was doing this right, you have to balance it. You don't want to get too much weight on one side or it'll tump over. Cinco, seis, siete, ocho. Oh, this is so pretty. I love it so much. Look at that. Look at that beautiful thing. Isn't that special? That's so nice. And then for all these guys, all these little other bits, other bit modules that go on it, I'm sure that the shuttle can deliver, or that this guy, it's a little bit of play. You can have it like attach new modules and stuff. And here's your spacemen. I think they go on the sides. Oh, they actually go down here. Well, all right. Like that. And then these guys go here. I do have an extra one, so I guess that's just an extra one. And then this guy goes here. And then this guy goes somewhere. Oh. What? Okay. That's weird that they didn't put that on right away, but what weird little things to put on the sides. All right. So there's your International Space Station. Omar Gaga. Thanks for dropping by, man. I have no problem with the repetitive stuff. Very meditative. Exactly. It is very meditative. So, I'm going to flip back to the full camera here and give you guys the lowdown. So here's your International Space Station. I'm going to lower this. It is very pretty. I think it did well. There were some really fiddly bits on it that I wasn't really happy with. But overall, I really like the aesthetic. I'm going to try not to knock the shuttle off. This is going to make a really good addition to the Saturn V and hopefully eventually the lunar module. That'll be the next one to get. So I'm going to go to bed now and give Beth her computer back so she can play Sims, but I really appreciate you guys sticking this out. Is this one you will leave built? Yes, this one will stay built. I will have a specific space corner that I'll have the Women of Science, NASA, the Women of NASA, the Saturn V, the lunar module. I'll probably end up getting that. Anything that's going to be NASA-oriented or space-oriented. Hey, Graham, how's it going, man? You're right at the end here, buddy. Right at the end. So sorry. Yeah, you know that KUT guy? Yeah, Omar Gaga. So yeah, I'm going to go to bed. Thank you guys for hanging out. Next Thursday, or this coming Thursday, if we're not too busy moving, I will try, we'll probably be working on that dude's house again in studio. So just another design night, no big deal. I'm probably not going to build for at least a couple weeks until we get moved and I get a new set in the mail. So thanks again for coming by, and I wish you well, and everybody stay inside and stay safe and be good to each other, and we'll see you next time. Good night.